Sup, tube. I got this today, and for those of you who have ever bought aluminium barrels from online or from wherever, and you've received them and they've ended up, looking something like this when you've received them, you'll know exactly where I'm at. I've had some talks with a local manufacturer of high quality barrels, and this is what he has sent me. Now, the name of the barrels is bruisemaster. No irony in that, I'll bet. First thing I got to say is, dude, that's how you sand a barrel. In PVC, that is how you sand a barrel. No problems there with breaking or bending. There is a nice little instruction manual with these barrels. That's cool. I've never had an instruction manual for barrels before. So I've bought 3 of them. So I've bought a 50 centimeter. I've bought a 35 centimeter, and I've bought a 27, which is a standard size for the Jingming M4A1. So I bought 3 different sizes, and these are internal diameter of 7.2 millimeters. At least that's what I asked for. Let me just check. Yes, 7.2. All right. External diameter is 9.5, and that actually does mean something, because most of your aftermarket barrel supports are for a 9.5mm barrel. I found out recently the Vector is a 10mm barrel, so if you put the aftermarket aluminium barrels into a Vector, you have to cushion it a little bit with some tape or some packing or something, otherwise the barrel will vibrate in there. But anyway, on first look, they look great. Looks like there's some sandblasting on them, or some pattern, some effect. So this one's polished. There's some effect. Okay, so he's engraved on here the size and the internal diameter. Of course, my camera's never going to pick that up, but oh yeah, there it is. You can sort of see it there. Yeah, looks good so far, so good. There is a very concise set of instructions that come with these barrels. I'm not going to read the entire instruction to you because that will be a bit boring. Interesting. It does have recommendations for bore clearance for particular FPS, which is pretty cool. That's good to know. And I should point out, these barrels are specifically aimed at milkies. Because your milkies are undersized, your standard 7.5mm barrels are quite oversized for the milkies. So being that most of my milkies are 7.0, I think the 7.2 diameter, internal diameter barrel should be a pretty good fit. And I've ordered 3 different sizes so that I can do back-to-back tests of the different sizes and see what results I can get. So I'm going to do that for you guys, and I'm also going to put the link down to the seller in the description below. So first what I got to do is get a gearbox together so I can test these things out. Okay, so the first test I'm going to do is just standard barrel, standard Jingming plastic barrel, standard Gen 8. Here we go. 236, 242, 247. This is actually a pretty good standard box. I've had anywhere from 185 to up to 250, I guess, on a standard Gen 8. I guess it's luck of the draw as to whether you get a Monday box or a Friday box. Alright, so I think that's it's good enough. We're around the 240s, 250s on the standard barrel. Alright, now all I've done here is I've added the bruisemaster stainless barrel into the exact same setup as I had previously. Let's see if it makes a difference. $243, $210, $259, $261. I should mention I've only just fitted the barrel and started firing. Usually it does take a few shots to lube the barrel up before you get a decent reading. 263, 241, 256, 256, 250s. So I think there's definitely a slight improvement, maybe up to 10 FPS with the tighter bore barrel of the same standard length. I'm going to go to a larger barrel now. Alright, so I've gone to a 35 centimeter barrel. You can see it's sticking out there now. Still the same internal diameter of 7.2. I will give it a bit of a burst just to lube up the barrel before we start. I think that's fair. I forgot to do that last time. Alright, here we go. Now, being a longer barrel, you're going to expect more drag. So we're probably going to get a lower FPS number, but we'll see what happens. 263, 246, 263, 264, 265, 264, 266. Well, that's a very consistent reading. Around 265 FPS from the 35 centimeter barrel. Alright, I'm going to get wild now. We're going to stick a 50 centimeter barrel in and see what happens. Alright, it's looking a bit ridiculous on the ump now, but I've got a 50 centimeter barrel in now. Alright, let's see how it goes on the FPS. 243, 161, 261, 157, 232, 246, 262, 252, 259, 256, 238, 235. Interesting. So maybe a little bit of a drop in the FPS with the 50 centimeter barrel. We'll see how much difference that makes in accuracy when we set it up with something with a little bit more power. Okay, so what I've got here is a scope mounted to the UMP45, which is very interesting. Not something I would usually do, but for the purposes of this test. So what I've got in here at the moment is the 27 centimeter tight bore stainless barrel. Alright, now I've fitted the 35 centimeter barrel. Okay, and now we've got the 50 centimeter barrel. Okay, so back in the workshop. Check out this test rig. It's ridiculous. All right, I don't know if it was noticeable on the camera, but one thing is for certain. The longer barrel definitely did seem to have more accuracy in the range out the back, but the 35 centimeter barrel, the medium one, seemed to have the highest FPS increase. In hindsight, maybe the ump was not the greatest choice for a test rig, and this is just a completely standard Gen 8. I am going to make another video after this one, and I've got a 370 FPS, I think it's 360 to 370 FPS blaster, a high-powered M4, and I'm going to use the same 3 barrels on the same targets in that. And we'll see what difference a bit of power makes, because I think that's where we're really going to see the difference. You will notice it in this video, in the shooting tests, the balls were dropping quite low by the time they were hitting the targets, and I guess that's to be expected with the standard Gen 8 box, because it's not super powerful. But I'm going to have to probably make it a separate video for the higher powered blaster test. But I can't fit it all in this one video. But one thing is for sure, these barrels are very high quality, very good barrels, and I would buy these any day over importing one of the aluminium ones from China or eBay or wherever you're getting them from. Definitely worth getting, and supporting a local business as well. I'm going to put the link down in the description. Yeah, these from my first basic testing, these things are definitely worth getting, and I intend to release a second video very soon with a higher powered blaster with a bit more barrel support, with a longer barrel, so we get a much better idea of the accuracy and power increase from these barrels. So subscribe so that when I release that video, you get a notification, and you will see me shortly. Peace out.